even at the beginning, like people like Chase and Status, Subfocus, and they used to come to the shop, buy records, and they were in awe of Nicky and Ray, showing them demos of their like new productions. And then I'll be like, oh, can I get like one of their copy of that as well? So you'd have like tracks early as well, especially at the level I was. And I just always was a person that I'd go to events and just network. Fabio had Swerve. Like all the DJs would kind of just go there to hang out midweek. Be DJs that would go and give out test presses. And like, if they saw you, because they knew I worked in the shop, they'd be like, oh, can you give this to Nicky and have a copy for yourself, kind of thing. So you'd always manage to grab tunes.
All right, guys, so welcome back to Ravers Podcast, where we give you the inside out of the house, drum and bass and music scene overall. We've got Profile down here today, man. How you doing? How are things?
Good.
Good, yeah. All right, so let's take it all the way back to the start. Where did things begin? How did you get into the scene?
Long time ago. I think I was into the music for a friend at school. So like when I was like 16, they were listening to like early drum and bass, like more jungle flavors. So I slowly got into it, and then just eventually where I lived, there was like Brockie, that like the whole Cool FM thing was in the area where I lived. So I was kind of surrounded by it. So I kind of grew into it, living in the area and always listening to those guys. And then started from there really.
Oh wow. So who would you say were like your inspirations like when you started?
Like Brockie, Nicky Blackmarket, Randall. So like more the like jungle old school guys like that got me into the scene.
Yeah, R.I.P. Randall. Though.
Yeah,
was you good friends with him?
Yeah. We knew him well, so that was like, it was just a shock, really.
Yeah. It was completely out of nowhere. Very sad. All right, so every DJ obviously has their own type of style. How would you describe your own?
Mine, I would say, I mean, people class me as jump up because of what I make and what I mainly play, but I like a bit of everything really, like all flavors of drum and bass.
No main category.
So there's no main category, like what I think, but people kind of put me as a jump up DJ because it's more predominantly jump up that I play. But me personally, I like all styles of drum and bass.
What would you prefer, jump up, jungle?
I just like anything with energy really.
Yeah?
I like.
Just said if it gets like the crowd going.
Yeah. Party vibes. That's like my vibes. Nothing too. Like I do like a bit of liquid, but I wouldn't say I'll play too much of it. Yeah, but I like a bit of it's more anything energy. So it's just jump up, techie, rollers. So long as it's got good energy to it, I'm into it.
So what would you say is like the most popular genre right now? Personally, I would say jump up.
Yeah, I mean, popular. I would say jump up because you got like Headaches, even Chase and Status. The stuff they're making at the moment is like a jump up flavor. Do you know what I mean? So it's bringing it to the masses now. So I think more and more people people that are getting into it now are like definitely more into the jump up side of it.
I'll tell you what, I'd love jungle to come back though.
I think it would. I think it all kind of goes in a cycle. So I think eventually, because everyone that's making music now, when they come into it like with hearing jump up. So that's their influence. So I feel as they progress, they'll start picking different flavors and changing the style. You hear it in a few of the like producers. A year in, their style changes a little bit. So I think it will go round in circles. Maybe not like how it was, but a new form of it.
A new form of it, yeah, I'd agree with that. It would be great for it to be massive once again, because I feel like every time where I go, it's always jump up now. Like, specifically, I think that's down to like the promoters. They book to pull bums on seats, really.
So it's just like if 10 DJs jump up DJs are popular, they'll book the 10 jump up DJs rather than try and spread the night.
So a lot of the DJs back in the day would like be on like pirate radio station. Did you ever feature on that or any radio stations?
Yeah, I was on Cool. The first run of Cool, not like the new Cool now, where it's proper like, it's like proper part of Rinse, and it's it's like not pirate anymore. So I was part of the pirate days. Yeah, that was a experience. Yeah, I mean, like the early days would be like playing in like little squat flats that like part of buildings that were like gonna get demolished at some point. So like no one lived in them. Yeah, and they would go in there and just set up a radio station. That's like it's crazy, cool, but it was just a way of getting the music out there to the community because there wasn't like Spotify, there wasn't SoundCloud, so that was the only way that people heard you, like other than the rave.
Yeah, it's back in the day to how it is now.
Yeah, 100%. Completely different now. Yeah.
Do you have any funny stories from back then?
There's so many. I can't even think of one off the top of my head, but it was just like back in the pirate days, it was like always trying to run or if the DTI found where you were and you'd have to like hide your records or it was crazy times, but we've done it for the love just to get out there and play the music. So they were crazy times. Now it's a lot more relaxed and people can play from home or stream wherever. Do you know what I mean? So even in lockdown, you found yourself DJing and playing to like a massive people without even leaving your house. Yeah. So it was that easy. But back then you had to like travel miles, or if you had like a graveyard slot, go to the radio at 5 in the morning. Oof. To like, just because like the bigger DJs would have all the prime time slots, and as an up and comer, they had to put you on, but you'd be appreciative of being on that station because it was a good name to be part of. Yeah, back in the day. So
I mean, so what's your home setup like? Obviously, like during lockdown, was you always just on your own decks at home? Just
I mean, I had a proper setup in my house. So the whole of lockdown, I was just doing live streams and doing production as well. And then what I would do, I would like use my platform to like help a lot of the startup DJs get out there.
That's a good thing to do.
Yeah. So like people like Amplify, Cara, Oco, that like list was like endless. What we was giving them like platforms to stream on, and now they've become
big names now. Very big names, very big names. So was it always just drum and bass for you as a genre, or was you like into other genres like techno and stuff?
Nah, always drum. I mean, I like other music, all other kinds of music. I like hip hop, and I like a bit of dance, house. Like I like everything really, especially when you're making music. It's good to like listen to everything because you can always find a sample.
Yeah, always learn something new.
Yeah, you always learn, and even like listen to the way that they produce their music. It's like you learn a lot of different techniques to drum and bass because everyone in drum and bass thinks there's one way of making a track, but there's so many your own way to make a track rather than following someone else. You know what I mean? So you sound original.
Yeah, 100%. So name me one of your favourite hip hop artists. I'm quite curious.
There's so many. Like favourite ones would be someone like Busta Rhymes, like the more like old school hip hop, not so much the new.
The
new
old
stuff.
School is best.
The old school kind of hip hop. Like up until I'd say like 2012, 2013, I would listen to hip hop. Like now, I mean, I do listen to it now. You come across it on Spotify or whatever, but I'm not like I have to listen to this album or you know what I mean. You're just flicking through Spotify and you play like the top playlist and you come across a couple of good tunes now. But back then you would be like, oh, I would listen to this album comes out and you get excited for an album. Eminem's new album would come out and you don't want to listen to it. But now it's so different. It's just music's just. It's so easy to access now. Yeah. Because you had to like go out there and buy music back then. You know what I mean? Like now it's just there.
Very different.
Yeah, it's so different.
So obviously you learn your craft and you become quite a big name. Like how did you like first start getting your opportunities to play at events and stuff?
Well, like when I was learning, obviously I managed to get on call like a graveyard slot. So that was like stage one of being on a like sort of top pirate radio station, and then I managed to get a job at Blackmarket Records back in the day.
Oh wow.
So having those two was like, as an up and comer, I didn't have to make tunes because I was connected with a big radio station and a big record store. So people like promoters would come in there to like drop tickets and they would just book the people from the shop because he had Nicky and Ray Keith working at the shop. So people booked them and they'd be like, oh, I'd have a booking for you as well. So they would just book you on like, you'd get on to big events. Like that was just massive names. There was hardly any up and comers on a lot of these events. So everyone was like a big DJ. So you'd either have a warm up slot or a late slot, depending on fitting around the big names.
Yeah.
So yeah, I played at like the early Jungle Manias and
how was that, Jungle Mania?
Yeah, it was really, really good vibe. Like back then it would be like people with whistles, horns. Like it was just a different atmosphere back then.
Yeah.
But
do you prefer old scene or new scene?
It's kind of hard to say because me being older, like I could kind of get the vibe of the people now, like enjoying it because it's new to them. Like back then it was new to me, whereas now I've been doing it for so long. It's like I don't have that energy what the young, but I see the passion that the young ravers have for it. You know what I mean? Because it's all new to them. So it's different in it's like in their own way. Because a lot of older people will always say, "Oh, it's not like what it used to be back in the day." But I think that's because they're older. So it's not going to be the same.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the same energy as someone that's just first got into it. So they've got to kind of see it through the eyes of those people rather than just moan. I see a lot of things online, like the older lot always kind of slate the newer lot, and the newer lot just say, "Oh, the older lot just complain." And do you know what I mean? And there's always like that argument, and like you know, the older people are vinyl's better, and that argument, and it's like, yeah, you just got to see it through the eyes of the youngers, really, because when they were younger, you got to think. The older generation then used to say the same things.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's always a generational thing, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So when was like the moment where you knew you could just do it as a career? Like it just clicked in your head. You were like, I can just keep doing this.
Well, I think because I was working at the shop, so that was my job, my day job, and then I was just DJing at night. So I kind of just fell into it rather than I'm going to leave this job and
just happened.
Yeah, basically. It just happened, and then like as I left the shop and things changed, and it got more into like you know, the digital age. I kind of like was working normal jobs, but still doing it on the side. Do you know what I mean? And still managing it really. It's a bit hard, but I was managing it, and then later on I just started getting into the production side of it. So that's where when it started changing, I think.
Yeah, so obviously for like quite a lot of DJs, it's quite hard just to get into the scene. Like, would you say you had any like adversity when you were first coming into the scene as a DJ?
Back then, I think it was harder than it is now because a lot of people, back then there was so many big names. It was hard to break in. If you broke into the scene, you had to be someone special, like a producer that everybody wanted to just get their tunes, because the way it used to work is like people would just make tunes and DJs would be DJs. So there was like a separate thing, whereas now the artists are like kind of, they play their own music. They kind of push themselves, where before you'd be like, right, I have to give this tune to Groove Ride, I have to give it to Andy C, I have to give it to these top names to sort of expose your tune. Whereas now you could kind of expose the tune yourself if you've got a very good social media. So
I bet it's completely different now.
It's so different now to then, definitely.
Yeah, so social media plays like a big
part. It's a massive part. It's good and bad, you know what I mean? Because I think people are so dependent on it that if they don't get the response that they're expecting, they kind of go into a show a little bit. Whereas like back then, I think we're a bit more thicker skinned. We're like, we can take rejection. And they just think, you know what, I'm so determined to make it. You just keep fighting.
So do you ever get sent tunes like into your inbox? You have a little listen and that? Do you ever?
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean,
have you ever played any at a set?
What tunes that people sent me?
Been sent.
Yeah, all the time. I mean, there's a lot of new producers that because I've set up two labels now. I had a label before and I've set up another one because there's so much music and some of it's like not as strong as others. So I've kind of set up a one that's like I can just give out and just give them a platform basically. And then if they get better, as they get better production wise, I'll get them onto the bigger label. But yeah, I'm all for like pushing new producers and new talent, definitely.
That's great. So you said you own two labels. What are the names?
Octave and FTR is a new one that I just started last year. I think middle of last year, because I just had so much and I didn't want to like over saturate the original label, because it had not a sound, but people say it's jump up stuff, but I kind of like to put everything on it, and but I like to put good quality stuff on there.
Yeah.
And then you've got like newer producers that it would sell, but it won't do as well on the bigger label.
Yeah.
So I just like give them it's just a platform label really. So it's FTR is like short for future.
Oh, okay.
Sound.
That's
so
cool.
it's like just new producers really go on there, and as soon as they get good, because you always used to have like sister labels with other labels, like Low Down Deep's got Subway Sounds, Amplifier's got his like sister label, where he's kind of like, you're looking for the good people to pick out of the bunch really.
Yeah.
So it's a good way of testing the waters, to say.
Is that always an easy thing to just pick out the easy ones, or is it?
Yeah, well, I kind of like what I like, and then I'll send it to like a few people. So I'll send it to like Amplifier's a good kind of gauge.
So you send it about then?
Yeah, I send it about and trying to get some feedback, and then we'll go from there. Like because obviously these new producers, they could send loads of people music and they'll just get ignored, because people just don't like unknown people sending them music. Do you know what I mean? So it's about like you using the platform to say, right, look, I've got this track, have a listen to it, rather than them just shoving 100 tunes in someone's inbox.
Yeah.
Because the newer producers tend to make so much music. When you get sent 100 tunes, you're just like, you listen to one, and
you're
like,
not going to listen to all of them.
It's too much, yeah. So you kind of know where they're going, unless like you hear a banging track from like the first one.
Then you get a bit interested,
But most of the time you think, oh, they need a bit of work, and then you could kind of pick the ones that you think have got potential to like grow and become a good producer.
Yeah. So looking back at your career, is there anything you do different, or was you just happy of how it just worked out?
I think if I like when I started, if it was like more like how social media is now, so a better way to expose yourself rather than just fighting and being on lineups lower and always fighting to be on a lineup, rather than you can just have your own audience and then just push through that way. I think it's a lot better now in terms of exposure than back then.
Like you were saying, back then it must have been so hard to push through. Now, like, with all the social media, like
that's
TikTok,
the only thing I would change probably, is the exposure and like people being more helpful back in the day. Like I don't think a lot of people, and a lot of people won't say it, but I would say like a lot of people weren't very helpful in the beginning. Do you know what I mean? Until you're someone, then they start taking notice, because they think, oh, I want a piece of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when you're nobody, they'll just ignore you like you're nobody. That's why I'll always like say hello to people. I'll always, if someone messages me, I'll always reply back. Like, you just got to talk to people, because you never know who that person could be in 5 years' time. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, 100%. So like, how was it for you when people like first come up to you? I was like, oh, profile, can I get a picture and stuff like that?
I'll always like take a picture with people. I'll always have time to speak to people. I'm never like, oh no, I haven't got time, or I'll always 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Unless I'm shooting off somewhere and I'm in a rush, but even then I'll be like, look, I've got. You know what I mean? I'll explain. I'm not gonna like just don't talk to me, and then walk off. I'll always, I mean, in the raves, I'm always like, I'll go in the crowd, I'll hang about, have a drink with the ravers. I
love that. Yeah. We had Amplifier down not so long ago, and he was talking about how he's just walking around his Amplifier friends event, which was quite cool. But yeah, so what's next for Profile? Like, you got any new releases or anything? Any shows coming up?
I'm working on. Well, I've been working like on a lot of stuff really. I haven't really got a plan in terms of like an album or anything like that, but just getting loads and loads of releases together for the next quarter to just get them all out. And then we've got a few shows September. I'm planning a tour for Australia, New Zealand for Christmas and New Year's.
That's going to be big.
So that'd be good. That'd be fun. I've just come back from America. I've done 2 shows there.
How was that?
That was good. That was fun as well.
Have you performed in America before?
Yeah. I mean, I was there in April for World of Drum and Bass, and then just came back. So the April I done LA, New York, and Philadelphia. This time I done LA again and Minneapolis. So yeah, it's fun. It's always long travel, but it's always fun when you're there.
I just want to talk about the Got to Be Dark music video. What was the process behind all that? Because I mean, as soon as I saw it, immediately I thought it's really cool.
That was like, I think that was Gino's kind of concept, really, because he said, "Oh, we'll make a really cool video," and then he had like a storyboard, showed me like the still kind of idea of what he wanted to do visually. So I just went along with it, really. So yeah, it was really cool to do, and we said like, oh, we just have clips. So all the shows we was doing together, they'd have like clips of it. So they put them all together, and then we just shot the video. But we didn't actually we were supposed to shoot the video together. I was busy and he was busy, so he shot his bit, and then I shot my bit different. But the magic of the movie making kind of made it seem like it was all together. But yeah, it was good fun thing to do. I would definitely do some more music videos.
Have you done that before?
No, that was the first time I've done them. I know Gino had done one before with P Money, so I think he got the concept to do them with that. So I said to him, it's a bit hard with a tune that doesn't have any vocals. To do a music video, but I think it's a really cool concept because like the things like the podcast and people are watching YouTube a lot more, so it's definitely good. And I don't think there's enough drum and bass videos to like for people to kind of home in on it, or a different way to showcase the music, because it will reach a bigger audience having a video, because people might just come across it on YouTube, and it's more interesting to watch than just having the track and a still. Do you know what I mean? So
you don't see a lot of people doing a music video, drum and bass track. Do you know what I mean?
So now people are, I think people are starting to like slowly do concept videos now for the tracks, which is really cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool concept, I can't lie. But so obviously you was in D&B Allars Portugal. How was that? Because that looked mental. I didn't get to go myself.
That was crazy. That was crazy. I mean, that whole I was there the whole weekend, and it was just like, it was amazing. It was amazing.
Was nice you just weather. Performing? Was you out in the crowd?
Yeah, I was just out in the crowd the whole weekend, and then we played on the Saturday, I believe, and that was really cool on the beach. Like,
it looked so good. So good.
So much fun. It was so much fun. And like on the Friday, I think Amplify was playing, and like me and Gino, we was in the crowd, like edging him on. It was
saw clips of that.
It's so funny. Online, so there was a few TikTok videos floating around.
I saw Gino look like he was loving it.
So it was like, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So and then Saturday the gig was brilliant.
So what was your reaction when you got asked to perform?
Just like
just blown away.
Like. I was just like because I think originally they announced like the main thing, and then I think they sold so many tickets. They kind of done the second stage, and I was like, "Oh, don't worry, it's going to be big." And I said, "Yeah, I'm down. I'm just down to get away." Do you know what I mean? So like, when we done it, it was definitely. So I'm definitely down to do it again next year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going next year.
Yeah, I think a lot of people saw the videos as well, and they were like, "Yeah, I'm coming next year." So I think they're gonna have to make it bigger or something next year.
100%, they're going to make it much bigger. I mean,
the beach it was amazing, because I weren't there on the Thursday, but I heard they set it up on I think they set up Thursday night, because it's like a normal beach bar. And then on the Monday, because I stayed till Monday, went back to the spot and it was all gone, like nothing happened. It was amazing. Then it goes, they took it down like literally after Sunday night.
Oh wow.
So, and it was clean. There was like nothing happened there. It was crazy.
Oh, at least they cleaned up then.
So it was good. And even then the people said there was no trouble, and so that was really good to, a whole weekend and no trouble. So
yeah, I mean, it's not every day you get asked to play abroad, really, is it? Like,
no. I mean, I'm starting to. I like playing abroad, because it's always a new audience and a new. They're so different to like UK.
Oh, yeah, everywhere's different.
And you can play the same tracks, and it's just like they know. And people come up to me and say, "Oh, I love your music," because they listen to it on Spotify, and it's like, it's so cool, because you think,
I bet.
all your audience like listen to you around the world, and that's a cool feeling, definitely.
So, where's been like your favourite country to like play so far?
So far, I think to play probably Belgium's like the most energy, I'd say, out of the European ones. I've been so many places this year. Austria was pretty good. That was really good as well. Vienna. I've done that was an excerpt night, so that was like master era, premium.
Oh wow!
So it was quite jump up orientated, but they were going
that
for
must
it.
Have been immense.
So that was really cool. And that was like in all the years that was the first time I went to Austria. So they said they would try to get me for ages, and it just never worked out. So that was the first time I'd done that, and that was really cool. And then I've done Paris. That's pretty cool.
Oh wow!
I've played in like most of the European cities. They're all kind of different energy.
Big flex.
Yeah, it's all kind of different energy. Yeah. And then obviously I've done America and Canada. Canada, like I haven't done Canada in a few years, but I'd say like maybe 10 years ago, it was really had a big, strong scene. Strong scene now. Like America's picking back up, so I've been going there quite a bit. I've been there twice this year already. So
oh yeah, that's quite cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty fun.
In general, yeah. So obviously for DJs and producers trying to like get onto the same level where you are currently today, what would be one tip you'd give them?
Just be original. Just have your own style. Obviously take advice of people, but not take it all in. Don't like if someone says that something's bad, just take it in as a constructive criticism. Don't say and then make you feel bad, you know what I mean? Because you'll say it to like get better. People say it for you to get better. Because if everyone says you're good from the start, and it's not good, you won't get any better.
Yeah, you need.
So it's better to take in that harsh opinion and just be like, right, I'm gonna be better. Do you know what I mean? And then that way, when you come, you'll be good, rather than like sort of being an industry plant where you've got like agents and managers and they're kind of doing it all for you, because then it's not organic. It's kind of like you'll blow up but then you won't last long. Yeah. It's better to be organic and then get the management and so they can up your level, but you've already kind of structured yourself, molded yourself from the beginning, and then upgrade, rather than people like to just
jump right
in there, be a big name too quick, and then when things change, they can't really change with how the scenes change. Yeah, because it always changes. Like I've been in it a long time, and I've seen it go from that style of music to that style of music to that style of music, and it's just like you've got to adapt. Otherwise, I've seen loads of people be massive and then not even involved in the scene anymore. Yeah. So yeah, I've seen it happen a lot. Do you know what I mean?
So what would be the process like behind your 100% production mixes which you've done? Because they're very, very good. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, I think, just obviously getting the tracks. It's just showcasing the tracks, really. And then obviously try and make it sound like a DJ set rather than... It's very difficult to make your own
100%,
tune sound like a very... Because most of the sounds are the same, or the drums could be the same. So I have to try and fit the different sounding ones in place, so it's kind of like a nice flow.
That's what makes it even more impressive,
rather than just playing like all the ones that sound the same one after the other. I try and make it sound like a DJ set. It's hard to like process, because when you're just doing a DJ set, you can whatever tunes you like, you can just put together. But to put on a production mix and make it sound like it's not too samey, it's like it's quite hard to do. But
how many production mixes have you done? Was it two?
This is the second one, yeah. I mean, I could have done more, but I just kind of like let it build up. And even that one, the one I've just done, I forgot to put so many tunes on it.
Oh, really? No, it's really good. It's
because I'm like, I didn't want to do it too long. So, and then I thought, I forgot to put this tune on. So I might like save them for like
that's a thing of any
or something.
There's always little things you can do better. Do you know what I mean? But you can always put that into the next.
Yeah, I can put that into the next one. So I won't do them too regular. Probably every quarter, maybe. Or
so, do they take long to do? How long roughly?
Well, no, I mean, I just put the tracks together, so that takes a bit of time, and then I just go and get it recorded and just do it one take.
One take?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
One take, yeah.
That's very impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, not a lot of people can do that.
Yeah, so like one take, and then that's it. I'm like, listen back to it, make sure there's no like little glitches on it, and then that's it, and then get it out there.
Done and dusted, post it. Yeah. No, that's quite impressive though. One take. Fair enough. I mean, So what would be the first decks which you owned when you first got into everything?
The first decks I had was actually like Pioneer. No, Techniques 1210s, Techniques 1210s, and it was like, I can't even remember the mixer. It was like an old mixer, Citronic or something like that. I think I had one deck because my dad was into music and he played music, but he was like an old sound system, so they was on the one deck thing. So he had one Technique deck, and I actually borrowed the other deck from Brockie because he was like, "Oh, I don't know why he borrowed me, or I asked him, but he borrowed me anyway." And then I had the two, and that's when I started practicing, learning to mix. So I had his deck for ages. When I gave it back to him, it was in bits. But
so did your dad like help you get into the scene like that as well?
Not really. Like he hated the music. Yeah, he didn't like the music, but like he was more into like reggae and like sound system stuff. But yeah, it was like I said, Brockie and like being around those guys. It was like they were like the superstars of that era. So to know them and get to know them, and as soon as I could go to a rave, they'll get me into like, oh, we're playing at like this place, and they'll get me on guest list, and I'll go with all my mates.
Oh wow!
So I kind of had the VIP treatment from early really, like rather than
not a lot of people get that. That's pretty cool.
Be a raver, and like I mean, I was a raver, but I'd have a guest list, and I'd be in the VIP bit. So I had it from the start really. So I've never really known about paying to get in a rave. It's been weird. Does that mean like?
So did that help with any like connections? Did you? Like, meet
definitely. Because I knew people, I'd be like, oh, they'd always see me about, and I'd be like, oh, these Brockie's mate. And then I started traveling with Nicky to like his gigs. So then they'd be like, oh, your mates. And then they saw me work in the shop because the same DJs were coming to get their records during the week. And even at the beginning, like people like Chase and Status and Subfocus, and they used to come to the shop and buy records, and they were in awe of Nicky and Ray showing them demos of their like new productions. And then I'll be like, oh, can I get like a copy of that as well? So you'd have like tracks early as well, especially at the level I was, and have people's tracks from
that is massive.
So have them early. Cool. So that was like a good way to network. And I just always was a person that I'd go to events and just network. Like there was loads of midweek clubs back in the day, like Fabio had Swerve, and that would be a good, like all the DJs would kind of just go there to hang out midweek. So it would be a good way to like, and there'd be DJs that would go and give out test presses. And like if they saw you, because they knew I worked in the shop, they'd be like, oh, can you give this to Nicky and have a copy for yourself, kind of thing. So you'd always manage to grab tunes.
Get inside back,
Yeah. And then Bar Rumba, which was V's night on a Thursday. So those were like the midweeks, and then Metalheads on a Sunday. So there was always like Wednesday, Thursday, then the normal raves at the weekend and Sunday. So like Wednesday to Sunday would just be raving. And then Monday, Tuesday, you'd be doing whatever, and then back to raving again every week. It would be like that. So now it's like, it feels like there's a period where there's so much raves on, and then there's nothing for like 2 weeks. And then like festival season is like all the festivals, and then there's no club shows. And then the winter time, all the club shows are on, and they're just one after the other. So it's quite spread out now.
So what would you say your favourite place has been like to play? Obviously, you've done quite a lot of shows. Is that like the one-time favourite?
I think like Printworks used to be. I used to like Printworks when Printworks was open.
I missed out on Printworks.
That was really good. Drum Shed was pretty cool. The new drum shed.
What you think of the venue?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. A lot of people have got mixed opinions about it. But
that's mostly people though who went to Printworks. I'd say. So
I'd say like the second room, the sound could be better. That's the only thing I would say, because it's quite a low warehouse.
Is that the long corridor room?
It could be like the sound could be better in there. The main room, the production and lighting and sounds amazing. But I like Lab 11 in Birmingham.
Oh, that's like everyone we've had on the podcast loves
that's
Lab
pretty
11.
Cool. That's a pretty cool venue. Where else? There's so many. I'd say in London, it would be like those big ones. And then in Birmingham, there'd be like Lab 11. Probably my favourites to play at in the UK at the moment.
Oh, that's quite cool. So what has been like your funniest and favourite like back-to-back so far?
Good ones. I'd say like Amplify. We've done a couple of good ones. Gino. We've done a few. I think the first Amplify and Friends, and that's where we tested the. It's Got to Be Dark. It's the first time we'd ever played it.
How was that?
Because that weekend we had that on the Friday and we had D&B All Stars on the Saturday. So back to back. So it was like a full-on weekend. Right. So we said, that's why we said, let's make the tune, because we've got 2 back-to-backs. We can test out the tunes and stuff like that. And the response on that night, because I think that's the first night I played the VIP of Voodoo People. So a lot of like new tunes that are sort of our viral tunes was like tested that night. Yeah, so that one always sticks in my mind.
How was the reaction from everyone to that?
Oh yeah, the videos, when they drop them, they'll be like, oh my god, the VIP, and you see the videos after, and it was like that was definitely one to remember. And then the All Stars one, that was really good, but it was so hot. I remember it being so hot in that place, but that was a really good back to back. And then like loads of like 360 with Nicky Blackmarket. Loads of like festivals we did last year were really, really, really funny experiences. Like so, like Boardmasters, we've done Boardmasters, and it's so cold and wet, and like the thing's base is like a ship. It's supposed to be a ship. The production, but inside it's just some like bits of wood, and it's like window, and the window's open, and it was just raining, and it's just like it was all cold. It was like it was a bit of a horrible experience, to be honest, but. The festivals
still fun though.
Yeah, it's still fun, but the festivals are always up and down, because if they're sunny and hot, they're like amazing, and if it's raining and muddy, it's like it's not the best experience. So it just depends on the weather, really.
Yeah, 100%. So what's been like your favourite festival appearance so far, would you say?
I would say festival wise, trying to think, we did last year. I think Naz Festival a couple of years ago. I think it was prior to lockdown. The one just before lockdown, I think 2019. That one was like amazing. That was because the set before, I think we played, I don't know if we played early, but the set before, there was literally nobody in the arena. And like we walked in, it was literally just a warehouse. And we was thinking, oh, like this is going to be terrible. There's no one in here. And then by the time we walked back and got on the stage, it was just completely full.
Oh, wow.
Like, so obviously people knew the set times and they've like rushed for the set time, bang on the set time.
I bet that was a good feeling.
It was like 5,000 people, and then finished and everyone left, because I think Headaches was like on the next stage, let's say after us, and everyone went and just left and went to the next stage. Like, so they were just following the set times, but that one was an experience. I think that's probably the best experience on a festival.
Did you have like a lot of people in your DMs after?
Yeah, like videos and everything on that one.
What's your reaction when people do that?
Oh, just smile on my face, because it's just like really cool. Do you know what I mean? So like,
it's a nice little pat on the back. Isn't it? Yeah,
that was probably one of the experiences, festival wise. Like I never got to. I've been to Boomtown, but I never got to play at Boomtown. So I'm still waiting for the call.
Hopefully next year, Boomtown. Get this man.
I got so many messages this year. Like, are you at Boomtown? Are you at Boomtown? I was like, no, I'm not there this year. And then I went to America like the week it was on. So unfortunately, I missed out.
If you was going to perform at Boomtown, what stage would you want to be on? Would you want to be like one of the secret rooms on the Origin stage?
A bit of everything, really. I think, what's the cool stages to do? Origin stage is the big one.
Origin, yeah.
And then like the Forest, I think the Forest one's pretty cool.
The Forest is very cool, yeah.
There's a few little, even like the little small ones. I remember like going one year and then like
did you
just
not go
walking
this
around.
Year?
No, because we was away this year, but... Like previous years I've been in, you just go into all these little random stages, and it's just weird, because it's like little towns, isn't it? Like and it's just so cool. And like I get the experience why people want to go there, because it is an experience more than the like. I know a lot of people complain about the lineups and stuff, but I think it's more of an experience than.
Oh yeah, to be fair, I think most people don't really go for the music overall.
And it educates a lot of people as well, because people that weren't necessarily into like rollers and whatever come out thinking, oh, I want to go and listen to that set again somewhere else now, like because they've heard it and they've experienced it in an environment that they feel, you know what, I could go and do that again. So it's a good education in music as well for a lot of the new people that have just got into raving.
Yeah, I mean, I went to that like the current Boomtown this year. That was my first ever Boomtown. It's mental. Did you do any Sidequest when you went before?
Yeah, we just
there's
like
a lot of weird ones. There's
just like it's so much walking.
Oh, don't even.
It's a lot of walking. Like you just went up in like this next part, and you're like, oh god, and you think you ain't even walked anywhere, and then I think it was like. I just see loads of people going one way, and I think it was Chasing Status was on in the main thing, and everyone from the whole festival kind of like was going to that point. Yeah. I think it was Sector 50 something they were on to make the big stage, and everyone was just going from the different parts to like it was like little ants, like you could see it like just moving to the.
I didn't know how big it was. Yeah, like, it's mental. I did way over like 100,000 steps. Through that weekend. Like,
I can imagine
the hills killed me off. Yeah. But 100% worth it. 100%. Let's hope you get a set next year.
Yeah, hopefully next year we'll like try and do it.
So what would be one thing you just love about performing like at your sets and stuff? Is it just a crowd reaction?
I just love the energy and I love the crowd reaction, especially like when you've made a new track and people respond to it straight away. Like some tracks it might take a few times before they get it. But like the ones that they respond to straight away, just like, oh, what's this track? Like, and you just got a little smile on your face, like,
no,
makes you proud, cool, kind of thing. Yeah, that's definitely.
So who would you say is smashing it the most, like in the scene right now overall, like with the new dubs or just rising DJs, stuff like that?
I'd say definitely Amplify. It's like the one that's like everyone. He's just risen so much, and with the dubs, the way he plays, his energy. Gino smashing it, like on the more like bigger side, Mosey, like Sota's getting there, like even Headaches and Boo have been smashing it.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I saw
so many like
Sota and Boo set at Boomtown. Yeah, that Sota set, unreal. So with the Boo set with B Life smashed it as well.
So they're the guys that like. Doing it, and then even some of the newer guys, like production wise, I would say who's the ones I'm playing a lot of, like your Master Errors, Nick the Lot. I'm playing a lot of their stuff.
Nick the Lot's so cool, very good.
And like we're doing a lot of collabs. You've got like Sub Killers who's based in US, so you don't get to see a lot of Sub Killers. But we just did a back-to-back in May, and that was like his first. Well, not his first time being in the UK, but one that the newer crowd have seen together, and they were just going on about that set. Like, oh, we need to be booked more in the UK, so that was fun. There's a few. There's so many like good talent. Is like ACP. You got
ACP sick, like Frizz and Jax.
You got Riptide. You got like there's so many. There's so many. Like so many every week there's someone new, and they're all good. They're
just popping out of nowhere at the minute, aren't they? But you can't really complain. It's doing a lot for the scenes.
Yeah, definitely. And it's competitive. Everyone's like pushing the scene and pushing it further. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's always good. So, what would be like your normal routine on a day like which you're performing?
Just get tunes ready. Like sort my record box. Go through the emails. And just get a prep, and then like it depends. Like if I've got one show, I'll drive to the gig, depending on how far it is, and then just do the show, come back. Sometimes I might get a hotel, stay over, and just chill at a rave for a bit. And then if it's like loads of people that like I know that I can kind of hang out with, then I'd stay. But if it's just like one of them ones, like an in and out one,
nice dinner,
have a dinner rave, take my time, chill out, because the traveling can be a bit exhausting. Like people think that it is a full-time job. Like it's literally just constantly music, and especially running 2 labels, and I've got a radio show.
Yeah, you got weekly, a lot going on
weekly as well. So like prepping that show because it's weekly, getting a lot of guests on that, sorting out the label, doing the gigs. It's quite a lot. It's quite a lot.
Have you got any new things coming up for the radio show?
I think they're having a change, so I'm gonna have a new show. I can't really say because Don't know when it's moving, but new show's going to be like good primetime slot. So I'm definitely going to like be showcasing a lot more new people on that. Like as I always do, I always have like a guest mix, or they come in and just showcase new artists rather than showcasing people that are already big. Yeah, it's good to just expose people that need the more exposure.
Yeah, no, it's nice to see you're giving back to the scene and you've grown in 100%. Yeah.
And so yeah, with the radio that, and then obviously that's like, so it could be anyone really. And I'm always on the lookout. Like you see like people on TikTok DJing and
bedroom
DJs. And you can tell if they're going to be good or not. Do you know what I mean? There's so many talented people. So as well as the producers, you give some of the DJs opportunities to come on. I just did a competition on TikTok to like, the winners came on the show and like one, I picked 2 because there was so many good ones. So I'll probably do another one more for the DJs rather than the producers, because with the producers, if they're good enough and like people are talking about them, I'll get them and they'll come on and they'll pretty much play their, showcase their music. But whereas the DJs, you kind of want to like, you don't want to show favoritism. Do you know what I mean? So you kind of have to like show reason why you've picked that person. Do you know what I mean? So like sometimes I'll do competitions to so that everyone can see and say, they are good. I mean,
it's just nice for people just to see the entries and just listen to them. You know what I mean? Especially for like brands which are sending like guest mixes and stuff.
So I'll definitely do another one. So I'll wait for the new show to start and then I'm going to do another competition for like, give the DJs opportunities. Because like, you got Next Hype that does competitions for their raves and all these events do come. And you see, you can hear like loads of mixes and there's loads of talented DJs out there. So it's just giving them, it's all good to like just give people exposure and everyone be a part of it, because the more people in it, it's competitive, but the good ones always stand out.
Yeah, well, people keep an eye out for that. You know what I mean? Might play at one of his events one day. That'd be sick. So, what would be like your favourite thing to do on like your day off from it? Obviously, you don't really get a day off all the time. Like, day off from like not playing a set. Is it just chilling?
Just chilling out, really. Just chilling out. Watch films.
What's your idea of
chilling out? I love football, so I go to football sometimes.
What football team do you support?
I support Liverpool. I'm a big Liverpool fan, so I go to a lot of games as well. Like,
do you?
Yeah, and then there's a few people in the scene that like Ragga Twins, and they come to a lot of games with me. Mampy Swift, and then like Kendrick, and there's a lot of people that support. We'll go to the game sometimes.
Oh, no, that's quite cool, yeah.
So some of Amplify's mates as well will support us. So they live up north. So sometimes I'm like, no one comes, then I'm like, do you want to come to a game as well? So a few of us go. I went to a lot of games last season.
You got a season ticket for this season?
Well, no, I've got membership, so you put in the pot to get the games, and when you get them, you got to go, because you can't lose the. It's hard to get them as it is. The people are like, how'd you get tickets? It is difficult, but I've been going for a while, so I even travel like the abroad games and stuff as well. When I get a chance.
That's cool. I haven't done that yet. That's
nice. It's good. It's a fun experience. Like me and Kendrick went to. We played like a Belgian team as well.
Yeah,
and it's so funny because I always go to Belgium for like the gigs. So it was so funny to go to
just for a game.
Yeah, just for a game, and then like Captain Bass, like it's like, you at the football, because he must have seen me like posting it.
Yeah,
it's like I'm at the game as well, but I'm at the Belgium on the other end.
Yeah,
so I was like, well, we should meet up after, right? Because it was so funny, because he said I don't even support the team, but my mate does, so I'll just come with him. So we just like linked up after, but that was a crazy game to go to.
Are you confident about this season?
I've seen some of the pre-season, and we look good. I know a lot of people complaining because we haven't bought anyone, but got to give the manager time and see what happens. But I've got a bit of confidence. I wouldn't say we'd win the league, but I'd say we'll do all right. It would be good too, but I'd say we'll do all right this season.
Yeah, so as we're coming to the end of the podcast, what was your just opinion on the studio, the podcast setup and everything? If you enjoyed it?
No, it's brilliant. It's been a good experience. I think we need more like drum and bass podcasts, because I've been watching a lot of podcasts, like just general, like especially with hip hop and like general sports podcasts and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's always informative. You always get a lot of information when you watch them. So
Yeah, no, it's just nice for people to get obviously an insight into your life. Obviously, we just see you on the decks. Yeah, that's it. We don't.
So it's nice to know the person as well. You get to know the person's history and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely good.
100%. Well, thanks for coming down today.
Nah, cool, man.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.